Can you comment on the political situation in Libya and the challenges the country faces in building strong defense and state institutions?
So after 4 years of a very, very intense and very toxic civil war, there was a political dialogue that was held here in Skhirat and in Algiers that unfortunately did not yield the kind of results, the kind of stable results that it needed. In fact, it was the security institutions that I think that are most probably at risk of politicization and were not given the due attention that they deserved throughout the entire talks. We're in a new position now with Ghassan Salama, the new UN Special Envoy to Libya, that has given a 50-week, effectively 50-week deadline until elections. So that's really where the situation in Libya is heading. It's more politicized, it's more about electoral solutions to very, very desperate security problems. And I think the security issues in Libya also impact the rest of the world. We had Daesh in Libya for the last 2 years. It was combated in both East and West Libya. And it failed to unify both Libyan sides that had been fighting against Daesh together. And so unfortunately today we still have many security problems that plague the country.
How can the international community support peace building in Syria and Iraq following the fall of the Islamic Caliphate?
I think the most important thing when looking at countries like Syria, Iraq and Libya, if there are any things that bind those countries together, is that there are always haves and have-nots. Those people that have had traditionally patronage and control of the security apparatus and the political apparatus, and those that haven't, and those that want to take that kind of power. Now, shifting power from one elite or one sect, from Sunnah to Shia, from one tribe to another tribe in Libya, for example, is not the kind of solution that will give an enduring peace, not a resilient kind of peace, the one that can withhold and withstand the day-to-day problems that impact even European countries with their stable security institutions. So I suppose the most important thing that the European and international community can do when approaching Iraq, Syria and even Libya is to look for equitable solutions. Solutions that in fact are shared or power sharing agreements that bring in different groups that have been competing and bring them together around providing security for all their citizens, but also to make sure that the political competition is not so high that only one group can dominate. So effectively, I suppose you need to have pluralistic solutions that don't necessarily mean that one group dominates and the other group has to fall. It needs that both groups, or in times 3 or 4 or 5 different groups, need to try to find ways in which they can share power and work together.
Generally, what is your prediction of the political shifts that will take place in the region in light of the current US diplomacy as well as internal developments in the Arab world?
Well, I certainly think that since the election of Donald Trump in the United States, there has been a rise in populist movements, both in Europe but also in the US itself. And that's beyond just the rhetoric, it's beyond what is just said in the media. It's also the way in which the media now operates, it's the way in which policy is now done. So we have policy through tweets. So instead of having big organizations or think tanks like ourselves that devote many, many years or many months of research to a certain topic, you now have people that just come onto Twitter and just say, you just need to do this, you need to build a wall to get rid of your immigration problems. In fact, it's people offering very simple solutions to very complex problems, and that's always the dangerous element of what populism offers. It offers a myth and an idea or offers a mythical solution to very real problems, and problems that are not going to go away whether you tweet about them or you don't tweet about them. I suppose the most dangerous element of what is happening is that this isn't going to end with Trump. I would say populism is here to stay, and unless people come around, or groups or individuals, and that definitely means government and non-governmental organizations, try to sober the language that they use when it comes to politics, and also try to really devote the complex solutions that experts or non-experts can bring to the table. Unless they devote that time and that sobriety to their solution building, we're going to have a very, very dangerous few years to come.